Alright guys, welcome to my new video. And in this video I think I would like to um, make some change on my code from the previous, but actually I did some changes. So in I think this in this particular application for now, I already did some changes into. So I added some action into our code because in previous code I think it's just only action in the function itself in the container. So I want to reduxify or make it like how Redux is supposedly to work. So the Redux itself, I think it consists of actions and reducer and then store. So that three things just gonna do works in the Redux app. So uh, the action actually kind of like how the user uh, act in this app. So maybe like in this example is get authentication action and login action. So uh, I think I need to make a lot of action. So in this code we have this login action actually, but before we I did the action in the container or the component. So maybe it's this. Yeah, so you can see there is no action in here, but I know make some changes. So we have this authentication action or get out action, and then yeah, I think we make some changes in naming as well. So it's consistency of the naming, blah blah blah. We have I have to edit this as well. So yeah, so let's see our previous code. So in here we have containers. So this containers is actually in this container. So I break it up into a components and containers because we have a sidebar as well here. And see, this is actually the same. So maybe we can go to this login screen. We can see the some changes that I made. So this is actually the changes. So in this function or on press on the text of login. So now in my current code, uh, I do this as an action. So this is actually an action that user do or apps do. And yeah, basically, uh, this action is triggering this action do login. So we have this bind action creator. So actually this is action creator and this function is an action. So this function login action is an action and this whole file is an uh, action creator. So here we like bind it, like we actually do the same thing as like this map state, but now it's map dispatch. So we map the call of a function. So we call this function and then maybe we can do logout later and make it logout action. So to get the blueprint of it. And yeah, this is actually we cannot do it right in here because we don't have a login or logout action in here, logout button in here, because actually logout button is in this screen one, I think. Yeah, in this. So we change this into an action. So yeah, wait here like this. So we change this into this map dispatch to props. So it's basically doing the same thing, but we have an action also. Later more we can like uh, add some action and then or change action, or we scale this application up to get profile, get anything else. So we it's basically to what kind of to reduce the confusion of uh yeah, reading the code itself. So I think I need to get out of this function first, so we can cut this, move it into our action. So we do like logout action, yeah, fat arrow function, and then we export this. Remember to export cons logout action, and it's basically fire or run this Firebase sign out function, and then this function, if you sign out, remember the authentication state in here on out state chain. So we now logged out and we dispatch unauthenticated. So it's actually in the reducer unauthenticated is now the user is now the state of the out is false, authenticated false. So actually we do that now. So actually we can, yeah, leave it like here now, and we move to screen one, and then we can get rid of this Firebase because we don't need it in here anymore. So we import that action, this function in here. So what is it called? Logout action, logout action from how to get there, up action, get out action. So now we are importing this logout action, and then we can actually, yeah, grab this piece of, oh wait, sorry, this map to this map dispatch to props, yeah, and then we pass it in here to connect. So this map dispatch can be called in here and as a props of this component. So now we can change this to do logout. So action is doing a logout function, and this is this logout action. So this bind action creator is the function of React, sorry, or Redux, I mean. So we can just do import bind action creators from Redux. So I think to make it more like general, and in here we move it down so we're not confused of the what is this, what it is. So this is actually our function that we made, and this is the library function. I like to kind of like separate it uh, for one space or one line like here. That's just personal taste. So yeah. so now we can actually call this function now, but this is not this now. This is not a component object now, but this is a props object. So this log do logout is actually a props. So if we console log this prop, you can see the any object or variable in here in these props. So yeah, do logout will be shown there. So actually, let's see if we can run this. Let's see the console. We are logging in, authenticated, and okay. So this is thing cannot read property type of undefined. Hmm. Type of undefined. Mm, mm, mm. Do log out. So cannot read property of undefined. What is this? Maybe we do log out. Yeah. Okay. Map dispatch. This is it. Dispatch. Okay. Do logout. Logout action in here, and we get this logout action. Okay. So we have to return a dispatch in here because uh we are catching a dispatch in here, so we have to pass a dispatch in this function. So yeah, we must return a function. So this is actually a Redux Thunk. I just read some of the tutorial from the video learning and some stuff in blog or something. So actually have to, sorry about that. We have to return a dispatch. Yeah, nope, that not that dispatch, but this dispatch. So now we can fire this up. Okay. Yeah, think this will do. Now try to log in. Okay, try to log out. Yes. So now you can see our authentication state is false. The username and email is wow. We should have not this. So we can see in here state. Also, I think we need to get rid of this and also this because we don't need any actual state before, so we can get rid of this and then also this because this particular is what is called, I forgot it, three dots JavaScript is what's called spread operator. So yeah, this is actually keeping this state that we pass to be immutable. So this state is always be the same if any state passed before, it will be the same after we pass it again and pass it again. So that's why we see this authentication, because before we logged out we actually log in with the data of the username and uh, user email to the user email that logged in. So maybe we can see now. Okay, next state is actually this. Why this next state? Yeah, this next state is actually a username. Yeah, oops. Yeah, data out, username, user email, blah blah blah. And if we logged out, okay. Hmm. Why do we still get that error in this login screen? Cannot read user email. Sorry, I think it's in here. Okay. So okay. Maybe we can go it like data. Where is it? Get this. Yeah, we can do it like this, I think. So we have to pass it into here. No, thing. What if I do it? Yeah, this is so confusing. This spread operator things. Actually, I don't really understand. I have to. Yeah, but this is actually this actually could be a problem because we need to get rid of this previous user that login in here. Okay. State. Okay, so I think we can pass an action in here if we unauthenticated and we dispatch a user data in here. So payload is data, so this should be null, and then this should be null, and the payload could not be a data but out data. So yeah, I think this could works now. I think it could be work now. Let's see. Log out and let's see the out state. It's still the same. Okay, so hmm, log out. See the state of authentication data is now null. Okay, it works actually. Okay, so that's how we move an action from our this function before in. So there is no function in here to call any authentication or a reducer, I mean. So basically we separate the action from our container. This is actually how you use React in the real world, maybe in the real world. So there is no action or function to call an action in here like we do before. See, or like here. So this prop, this patch, this is kind of like, yeah, you can do it, but how if we need to, how if we have so many action in this authentication action or in this particular container? So you have to make more function in here, login, logout, and you confuse if you wanna refactor or edit it. So you have to do stuff like this. So this is basically why Redux is suitable for big and mass application, not like simple login logout like here. Because if you see things like that, oh, we can simplify this kind of thing, like don't use React or Redux whatsoever. We can do that, but how if this application is getting bigger and bigger? You can scale it into any bigger application, but if you use React, or I mean Redux, you can actually scale it to be more to a bigger function. Sorry. Yeah, I think that should be finished now because actually I did this kind of login action before with many difficulties to understand how this paths blah 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 works, this action creator or action. At first I'm so confused. This is actually how people kind of like confused about the Redux, but actually if you see it in other perspective, this is so simple and it simplify how uh, the application flows. So you have the action. The action is actually calling a reducer to get or set some data into the state and then store it into our store. This is reducer. You combine it. So if you have 10, 100 or 1000 of reducer, you have no difficulty to combine it. So this reducer is passing the state into our store, and this store is passing their data into our Redux component using this provider. So this provider is React Redux part, and then this provider is kind of like provide all the store into our component, this Redux navigation. So all component is in this Redux navigation is getting the store data as a props. Yeah, and if you see this Redux navigation is actually a helper class to make our navigation. This see React navigation library, and you have this app navigation. So this app navigation is now part of React navigation. So you can do like navigate through many stack or screen or whatever. And if you see this app navigation with here, so this is basically like creator or initialization of our stack. This is the actually the function. So this is app navigation is a stack navigator. So imagine you have an app with many stack of screen in that, and then you have this login stack, initial stack, and drawer stack. So this initial stack is actually the first screen that show up with loading text. If you see here, that it's so fast. Maybe if you can go, yeah, hit loading. See in here, initial screen. It's just a text of loading in here. So uh how you run it to be initial stack first? Is this like here or what? So that is actually in here. Oh wait, sorry, in nav reducer. So here, so this nav reducer or navigation reducer, we sorted it, is actually a React navigation function of integrating the Redux into our navigation. So any navigation state, any navigation is now stored in a state, and it can be called, or you pass any start state, or you do any action, navigation action, blah 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 blah. You can see it in here. So actually this initial nav state is actually an app navigation. So app navigation is this thing. This is this must have a stack navigator. You can uh, use this as a drawer navigator or tab navigator. If you see in here in the React navigation, it's actually not only a stack navigator but tab navigation or drawer navigation. Drawer navigation is a drawer, the side drawer. So if you see like here, call this initial stack to be the first state of this navigation. So here initial stack, if you go like login stack, it would be first is our login here. If you login, you see this, yeah, please login. That's so basically this initial stack is kind of like loading screen into how our application get the state or get the authentication state from the Firebase. Can see in here. So after we kind of like authenticated, uh, use these apps. If authenticated is calling this on login action. So this is actually a navigation action. So actually basically the same our action that we create before this get out action. So this is actually the action from this React navigation and navigate to our drawer stack. So if we log in, we go into this drawer stack. So if you see in the console, maybe, oops, sorry, here RR. So you can see our navigation state in here. This is actually our state, our reducer before. So it's actually authenticating, and then authenticated. When authenticated, you navigate it to drawer stack. So you can see in here the action is navigation, navigate. So you can see in here navigation, navigate to our drawer stack. So if you kind of like uh do any other stack in our here navigation. So if you call initial stack in here, let's see, initial stack. The application is actually go to this loading screen, initial stack, and you can see in here after we authenticated is the application is goes to initial stack. It's actually simple things to do, but I don't know if we could go like here, but yeah, just do it like this to maybe I need to get any other like yeah method to go to make simple or yeah. If you see this dispatch thing is you call dispatch twice, it's kind of wait for me. Maybe like if we authenticate it, we can go like yeah, this is authenticated and you dispatch it. So I don't know how to. I still don't know yet, but yeah, I think I would I would like to see any other method to do it. Okay, back to topic. So now this sidebar is also having a logout. Okay, so we need to change this as well into other maybe kind of like this is only a component, a container or smart component, so this is not connected into a redux. If you see in here, if you connect it into redux, you must see this function in here. This is actually connecting this login screen into our redux and with this parameter in here. So this is back to actually getting the store from the redux and pass it into our login screen as the property, this props blah 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 here. So let's make this sidebar into our smart container, if you call it like that. Okay, so I think it's just basically the same from our screen one in here. You can copy this into our sidebar and then import action creator from redux, and then we import our logout action from get out state. You see in here now we have this. Okay, and then if you see this map dispatch to props is not in unused, so you have to pass it into our connect function. Something in here, import connect from react redux. So now we have to change this into our connect and so, yeah, sidebar, and we pass this map dispatch to props. Okay, so now we have our map dispatch, and the last thing is state. So we should get that as a nav now. Where is it? Next. So because we don't need any state of authentication data in here, so we can go just yeah, we need a navigation in here. Is it actually connected in here? I don't think so. This props navigation, oh, I think it's actually connected in here because before we connect it in here, we do have this property of navigation. So maybe if we do it like here, is it? Yeah, it's actually working. So now you just change this logout into this do logout, and that will do. You can delete this. Oh, sorry, we have to click the logout in here. Okay, this do logout is not a function. Oh yeah, because we have to, this do logout is in this props objects, is this property of the component. So wow, dispatch is not a function. Why? Why? Do we have to get this as well? And go like this. Let's see. Yeah, because this dispatch is actually a state. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. Yeah, I think good. So now we have a smart component of the sidebar with action here. No any other function in here, and actually we can now print our username in here if you want. Yep, yep. Okay. Okay, so that will do. Is router data route. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's it. Our function, our how to change a function of action to a dispatch to an action, actual action with separate function or separate file like here. So now we can make any other function you want in here. Maybe like what now? Mm, I don't know. Get list of books. Get movie. Maybe get movie section. Blah blah blah. And actually, I would like to use this. So yeah, if you have any other provider or uh, provider of an IP API like this, maybe yeah, you can use that as well. So maybe if you see in here, you can see the documentation. So this is actually an API that you can fetch. Can get any people, films, vehicles, species, planets. So this is basically based on Star Wars, because I love Star Wars. So yeah, you can see a list of people like the stars of the Star Wars. So these kind of like API will return object like this JSON object. So let's see if we can get this now. Okay, okay. So now you will have get move section. We need to get a, maybe we can copy paste it in here. Get movies action. Get movies action, and you change this because this is an asynchronous call. Can change this into any asynchronous call you want. Maybe now I think I would like to use the Axios from Axios. So this Axios, you need to add it into your project. Maybe you can stop this actually. Yarn add Axios. So this is actually a JavaScript fetch function that simplified it. So you don't have to fetch blah blah blah. You are all in here. Oops. Yeah, copy this maybe. People get movie action. No, we can use this Axios function now. So actually this Axios is Axios.get, and then cat. Oops, catch error. Yep. So this is a promise. So you have a data that sent back from our API. Basically the data is now here. This data, we can back to this. Yeah, you can these people, we can say these people you request it. This is the list of people here. I think we should rename it into get people action. And yeah, factor. Okay, get people, and you get that people, you throw an error. So basically this is actually the same from our authentication blah blah blah. Yeah, now you need to make a reducer, a people reducer. Yes, and this reducer is basically the same. mm, yeah. people people this is a people reducer people. So you combine this reducer now. This people is actually a reducer now. You have to export default people. Yeah, people Actually, maybe we can change this into a reducer so it's readable, more readable. Yeah. So we need to change this, and change this. Then we can people reducer. Basically, I just need to export any name in here because it's a default. So you export the variable or type, maybe variable or type, and you have to make people reducer variable or type now. People reducer, maybe can copy this. So this is basically a switch case of how later the action is uh, doing. So constant people reducer is basically this giant switch statement. And if you maybe if this is authenticating is maybe fetching people. Now if the people is successfully is fetching people success, fetching people, oh no, this fetching people error condition. So if um this state is fetching people, the action is fetching people, maybe we can say is fetching. If it's success, is fetching is false, so it's not fetching anymore, and is fetch to be true. Data is the payload itself, so we can copy paste this to false if any error, and is error true, error is action payload. So basically it's just the same things like the authentication reducer, but this case, this condition of action type should be different from this. If it's the same, you cannot, the Redux cannot tell which one is it. So maybe if I guess it throw an error later. I don't know. Okay, so here can fetching people success. So maybe we can. Where's my action? God damn it! Here. So now you can see this people fetching people, fetching it, the action, and that you don't need to use username any. Oh no, this is. Oh my god. Whew. Close call. Fetching people. Fetching people success. Fetching people error. Why? Why? Why I always open it? Oh my god. Fetching people success. Fetching people error. Wait. Okay. So now fetching people you should call it before we run our API call, and then fetching people success is in here. Payload is data that returns back by this API, and then error itself is this error. So we can get rid of this to not be confused about it. So yeah, this is actually our dispatch now. Actually, simple, the most simple things. So you fetch people and you call the API. If you success, call fetching people success, pass a data into our payload, and then if you have an error, maybe like connection error, or you maybe like type this typo in here, basically any error that returned by the API, it's catch in here, and you call the reducer. Oh, now I'm fetching people. It's fetching true, fetching people success. This state is changed. So if maybe we can use this screen too as our container now. So you have to import connect from React Redux. So you export this class now. So export default, get rid of this, move it in here, you connect it into the screen. That's it. And then you maybe get our state in here, map state to prop, or just basically you can, yeah, you can type it in here, but to make it more readable or scalable later, if you maybe use more than one state or reducer in here, you are not confused. So just pass it in here. That's it. We now have authentication state, but we have to get our people state, and this is a people state. So you can see it in here. So you pass this people store to our, where is it, here, to our people. So now we can, maybe we can console log it in here, console.log this props. Remember, these people is now props. I need to remember it. Not you, me. I'm the one who learning in here. So you can console log it and print it into our console now. Run our application. Blah 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 blah. Let's wait it to build. Let's wait it to build our application. 81%. How many component? Wow. Hmm. Okay, now we get this. We can delete this. And now we have our people state in here, but nothing is in that store because we are in our screen one, or where is our application? Yeah, we are in this screen one. We need to go to this screen too. So change it in here. There's nothing called because we don't call any action in here. We don't call any action. So maybe where is our screen to? Why I opened that screen? Screen to. Yeah, we are not calling any or dispatching any reducer or not do any action, not doing any action. So we need to do an action. So you can grab this piece of function screen to, yeah, that's right. You map it, you map this, pass it, import this bind action creator from Redux, and you do an action. But where is an action? Here, get people action. So you have to this get people, and we have to import the action creator. You bind it, and then you can call this now. So maybe we call it in component did mount or component will mount. Basically, this is after our component is mount on or render. Will mount is before it. Yeah, it's just an English word. So now we can call that this props get people. So now we might be getting a user or not. Oh, actually, it's fetching, but we don't see any like fetching people action. Oh, it's in here. Yeah, maybe we can change it in our render function so we can be confused. Oops, we go to user fetching people. Oh yeah, we cannot do this. We cannot don't do this ever because if this state is rendered, it actually re-render all of this component, all of this function render function is called again if any state or props or state these people change. So you fetch it, and then you, if we see like this, you get people, the state is changed, and then after the state change, the render is called, and then you call this get people action again. So yeah, infinite loop. So actually we have to go actually like that. Maybe I will use this then. Oops, clear. Oh my god, where is it? Throw redux, and then okay, go to screen to, yeah, fetching people success. Oh, we can see in here fetching people. So now, yeah, we actually dispatch fetching people. We get people now. Fetching people success with our people data is fetched through with our data is actually array object with this name blah 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 Luke Skywalker C3PO R2D2 dot fader Leia. Okay, now we can maybe print it into our list. Okay, maybe we can do that. So I think, yeah, I think we have a list in our sidebar. We can use this. screen too. So maybe we can delete this. We can have a list in here. The data is actually people data data people data result. Okay, so this is to make it more so you don't have any confusing, so you can do it like this. People laptops, so you can get these people data results as this people data results. People data again, people data results, people data results. Okay, let's see. So this is actually a people with, I think there's no here, there's no, it's only a list of item now with no icon whatsoever with this text, and then people dot name. Okay, let's see. Boom. List is not defined. Okay, we need to import it from native base. Why I always forgot it? Why am I old? Forgot to import. Cannot read property of data of null. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. I think I know the reason of this. We need to. Yeah, think we can do it like people data is null. Oh no, can do like this. Hmm. Yeah, people data is null. If yes, we return nothing. Yeah, I think maybe a text could be do like loading data on, change it to a list now. We have to use a bracket in here because this actually a list with big array or big chunk of item. Let's see if we can see. Okay, remember to console if you have confusion of what is this people contains. When fetch people success is fetching false, is fetch true, it's contains a data, and then results. I think this could be work. Here. Hello. Wow. Wow, oh wow. Okay, I think this is maybe this is actually right, correct, but our the bugger is making a mistake in here. This is actually happening a lot. You need to rerun it again, and we waited. Okay, it's building, it's built. If you see, data is null now. What is going on in here? Why? Oh, maybe we can, if people data null, return null. What? So we don't return this content because our data is just a null. Wow. Is this really happening? Is this really happening, man? To me, yeah, this is happening. What? Our console is not working. So maybe we restart it again. Are you returning any function, baby? Baby, baby. Okay, run it again. What the hell is happening? This is actually happened a lot. You need to restart it again. Maybe we restart our debugger in here. No. Okay. Okay. Debugger is running now. Inspect. Okay. It's working. God damn it. Oh, just how to get rid of this, man? Okay, move it. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Do we really need it? Ever need it to be like that, man? And now we don't have any screen in here. So we are returning null if data is null. Counts people is this props. People is not props. People, you can go there in here. So you can do it like that. Oh, is this really happening to me? Oh my god. Yeah, you really need to do that every time. Great. Okay, now we have this. You can console logged props data results. Success. Where is it? Hmm? Where is our... Oh, this data is null. It's still null. Wow. Why? These people? Really? These props people? Oh, yeah. You need to get people in here as well. Oh my god. I'm so dumb. I'm so fucked. Hmm. Why I cannot do any other normal things, please? This props people is state of the people. Yeah, and it contains a data. Maybe we do any wrong. Payload data, payload error. Hmm. Fetching people. See our reducer, fetching people. Data is action payload. Error is action payload. It's actually no problem in here because we can see our state is... it's actually containing our people. Oh, okay. It's actually resetted by this navigation. So our people is back to null here. Really? You have to do this to me? Hmm. Interesting. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm stuck. I'm really stuck now. So where is it? Here. We get people. We go to our screen. Actually, we have our fetching people success with data of our people data. Yeah. Okay. People is people reducer. Okay. It's people reducer action payload return state. Return here. It's actually no any error in here. people action, fetching people success, because we can really see in here. Why we cannot get it in here? People is the state of the people store. Mm. Okay, maybe we should call the log that. Yeah, fetching people success. This props data. Or maybe we can see this props people. Actually, wow, it really isn't. Oh, here, here are you. This dot props dot people data. Don't say you're null now. Don't say it. Yes, you are. Okay. Maybe you need to if no. Snoop. We return some other function. Like maybe we can go like text like we used to do before. Loading. Render return text. We can do it like this. No. Mm -mm -mm. Oh, we can simply do it like this. This is actually so confusing, man. If didn't is not this dot props dot people data. Oh, why I didn't just use the is fetching. Is fetching. It's actually, oh my god. Or can you simply use this? If it's fetch, we return a content. A container or content. Cannot read. Why? Hmm. This is so interesting, man. Get people action, fetching people success, people reducer. So we have this is fetching return state. Maybe is fetching. If not, whoa. Actually, it's in here. Where is our fetching function? Here, fetching people. The state is fetching is true. But why? But why, man? But why? Maybe we can. I think we need to really set initial state here. Let's do that. Initial state. Yeah. So is fetching is false. Is fetch is false, and our data is an object. Our error is also an object. So this is it. Yeah, and we pass it in here. Let's see. I think this should be worked. Yes, that's it. So we can do it like, okay, let's just get rid of this and we turn it back on. People that data and results. People is not defined. Okay, okay, okay. People is props. Always forget about kind of thing like that. Okay, fetching people is actually success, but our people data one more data in here. Oh. Hmm. Okay, maybe let's turn it off again, and maybe we console.log our people and their data. So should be logging now. Oi, where's our log? Where is our log? Here? Yeah, here. People data. We, if it's to be not confused, just data, our data, our data. Boom, boom, boom. Our data is what? Oh yeah, here. See, this is a results, man. Why? This is a results. Why not register in that? Wow, this is kind of interesting. We have our data. Okay, I think we really need to change how we get our payload, because our payload is actually a big object like people data. It's actually confusing. Maybe we can say it like data. So let's see how this now works. Oops. Okay, now it's working. Undefined, because we now don't have any data. We just have our people dot data, I think. Yeah, here we have our result. Yeah, now we have our result here. So I think this could be work now. Uncomment this and boom. Let's see now. It's not rendering. Maybe because we just set this. Yeah, we can actually delete. This is not any cases in there. Can delete that, and yeah, make it more beautify it. Boom, boom. There's no data. resting. Let's see, we have our text in here. Let's see, we have our this dot people dot is fetching. What is this text contains now? There's no screen. Why? Is this really screen too? Navigate to our stack router route. Navigation transaction. Stack router route. State our nav. Stack router route. Yeah, this is screen 2. This is screen 2. This is rendering an item. Or maybe we can map it. Function or map people is a function. Or no. Yeah, it's a function of this props dot people data results map people in that. Damn, it's a list item. With a text in it. And it's people.name. Yeah. It's returning list item. Yeah. This is returning that function and can grab it to be. Oops, man. This dot map people. Yeah. Let's see if this is actually worked. Cannot read property of map. Undefined. All right. Maybe we return null if there's no such of results. Can we? Yeah, it's actually working. Is this a function? This map people? Actually, it's not. Don't know. Oh yeah? Really? There is no list. You're doing this to me. Mm-mm-mm. Maybe should console it if this is actually returning any. Sorry about that. Sorry. No, there is no. Okay, it's not returning any of this map. Yeah. Oh no, it's actually my people. Yeah, it's returning. Or is it? Is item text? Okay, let's see. We have text item in here. And it's A. Is it rendered? Let's check. Like, yeah, this is rendered. Actually, this is rendered. But how does this? Maybe. Okay. This is not returning. Okay, I think I've made stuff like this before. Let's see if we can grab it from there. I think this is Redux Thunk practice. Yeah, and in here. Yeah. Okay. I think map people, and then you return a list. Whoa, simple as that. No, that's not. Accounts map people is blah 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 blah. Yep, yep, yep. Okay, let's just map here. Okay, I think should go to render. Yeah, because this is a constant. Oh my god, you're so dumb, man. You are so dumb. This props people data results is actually item. So we just kinda like looping into our render function. Okay, now just grab it in here and boom, voila. Let's see. Map. Okay, so I think we need to get a condition in here. If think this could be a people instead of if people data is fetching or map people is here. Or we can just grab it like this and we just grab it and return to our function in here. Oh no, actually we not, because we need we need a variable. Yep. Okay. Okay. Oh, let and then just change it into our, because that okay, this should be a text. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, we can go like that. Oh no, loading. This is actually so stupid. Yeah, you cannot do that. You really cannot do things like, let's see my code before. User fetching. Yes. Okay. Let's see if we can do this in our code. Okay. Let's just delete this and change it like this. And this is actually a map of people, but this is a list. If people don't yeah. Is fetching. Why? Why you always do this to me? Can read property of map. Okay. Let's see our action in here. I think this is some kind of, okay, payload is result data. Let's see our reducer, see our users. Yeah, our resource is actually data is actually an object of a resource array. Okay, error is null, and error is action payload, data action payload, and let's see our action again, result dot data. Okay, let's see, let's change this. Our action, get people, yeah, this is data, it's actually the same. Okay, if this is not working, yeah, this is working now. Oh my god, this is so tiring, man. So why? Okay, this is text maybe, so we can see text offloading in there. No. Ah, now you can see it, but this is fetch is now people is fetch true. This is not data, this is fetch. Yeah, but we have an error in here. Each child must have a key. Okay, should have a key. Let's see our index. There's item. There is no key in here. Okay, maybe we can grab this now. Let's see if this is working. So we have a list. Data array is our people data and results. Data is actually a people. We don't really need this. We have delete this as well and delete this as well, and then we have people.name. Comment this out. Let's see if we can get the same thing now. No. People data results is an array. Why it's not rendering in here? This is actually interesting, but okay, just let's stick to this. So we can give this a key. People dot, what is Okay, I think this URL is because this key is must be different to each other. See if we can get error now. No, yeah, now it's working. Now we kind of like an item center, I think. Yep. Oh, and then we justify it to no. Yeah, now we can get yeah, stuff like maybe we just add this button so we can actually click it. Wait, not in there, in here, in list item, not in list. Okay, now it's clickable. You can see it, but actually it is. Sorry, here button on press. Is item left, is icon tag. Okay, yeah. So basically, this is how, in my opinion, in my mind, that I need to learn more about this constant type and things like this function that loop through it, through these results, and then how we uh, make a reducer so we don't confuse to this kind of stuff. Yeah, a result, blah blah blah. Maybe what if now we have an error in our API? We didn't test it before. Okay, it's error. Okay, now this could be an error if people is not fetch, text is loading. But what if people error is error? Error fetching data. Let's see if we can make this. Yeah, error fetching data now. So let's make it works again. SWAPI, okay. Okay, now it's loading. Boom. You get a list of people in Star Wars. So yeah, actually this API is complete, just like you see this next, previous. We can do it like paging in here as well in this API. Maybe we can try it in the next videos, or maybe in other chance of making a video like this. What else do I need now? Yeah. So that's it from my vlog today. I think. I think that's all. Yeah. We can fetch an API, create an action. Yeah, I think I need to learn more about function and then an object in this ES6 type typing. It's really confusing me, this cons let, and yeah, I think that's where the field that I need to learn more, beside of integration of React itself and this native base and Firebase, and then also the React navigation. That's a lot of stuff that I need to learn of this React Native and Redux. So yeah, if you watching till now or you skip it to this uh, part of video, yeah, I think in the next video I think I want to make the actually a working application, so we can click this dart feather and see a detail, go to next tag of a screen, and also this kind login and logout stuff. Yeah, I think that's it. But I have an idea, because before this I used to uh, develop a project about doctor apps, like it's called Find Doctor. So it's basically integrate Google Maps and also Firebase storage. I think I want to convert that particular application into a React Native. Because the in that project I use native Android Studio. So yeah, with this React, I think I want to convert it into a React Native and making like maybe like, if not a whole same application as that, maybe some part of it, like login and log out, and then saving into our storage, and then making a integrate our Google Maps into that application. So yeah, I think that's all for today. Thank you for watching. If you like this video. If you dislike it, dislike, subscribe, and then yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.